Singer-Songwriter Gene Roberts. I just want to say that it's a wonderful thing for me that we've had a chance to be on the Keith Andrews show. I'm sorry, Keith. I'm very good with names, very bad with names. It's been a wonderful pleasure meeting you, and having the conversation that we've had with you. And I must say, for a person with your disability, is really a pleasure to be talking with you.
And hello, and I'm Anastacia Bella of the dynamic duo Anna and Gene. And again, thank you so much, Keith Andrews, for having us on your show. And it was a pleasure, right, Gene?
Right, having us on your show.
Yes, and speaking with you, it was an honor. And we appreciate people like you who are trying to make a difference in this world and standing up for who they believe in, and you being your normal self and just showing the world who you are and letting your light shine on the world and uplifting it like we do.
Gentlemen, I'm your host Keith Andrew, and this is season 12, 98. That is right, season 12, 98, also known as 1,198 episodes, available on the link underneath the screen. Go to YouTube, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to enjoy all 1,000 episodes. We're here with two great guests. They already introduced themselves. So we're going to start off with icebreakers. Tell our audience a little bit about yourselves.
I'm actor, singer-songwriter Gene Roberts.
And I'm Anastacia Bella, actor, singer-songwriter too.
No, absolutely. Now, the first one I call my interest is you guys have your own company. What can you tell us about it?
Well, to start off with, it's a record company, and that we promote new artists as they come to us, whatever it is they need help with. We're there for them, and we also are able to get them to get to the next level.
Now, is that only in the entertainment world, as in singers, or is it like, for an example, if someone's like a talk show host, or an example?
Well, no, basically, we're a record label, so we're basically there for singers, songwriters like ourselves.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now, the next question I want to talk about is the coronavirus. How has the pandemic impacted your lives, and has it affected your business, or has it benefited your business?
Well,
this one. Sure you can. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Well, actually, the coronavirus, that's how we met. And he's from New York. I'm from Chicago here. Yeah. And so we became Facebook friends, and we found out, he had requested me, and I usually only ad request people that's in the same industry or so, because too many hackers and spammers out there in Facebook world. And so I made sure that he's in the same industry again. And so then we just started talking, and he was telling me, told me some stuff about his past, and now his mother was a singer-songwriter. I told him on my past. My father was a singer-songwriter and got us, to do the same thing as they do. And then we just clicked. And then we decided, okay, well, how about I listened to some of his music, and then he listened to some of my music. And then we just decided, oh my goodness, it would be great to collaborate.
Yeah, I thought we both had something very much in common. And as far as the music styles and excuse me.
Don't worry, I have that effect on people.
That's okay. I'm suffering with allergies, so don't mind me. Anyway, so we had a lot in common with respect to music and everything else, and her mind was set in doing what she does and doing what I do. I felt there was a good collaboration going on over there. So I felt, well, this is something we can work on together, and it might make a great thing, and it sure did.
No, it's funny. you guys should mention that because one of the questions, I have so many different questions I want to ask you, but one of the questions on this card is why is this important? And as you guys connected, hint of the question, why is this important to both of you?
Well, in respect to the music, why is it important to the both of us? Because I personally feel, and I'm sure Anna too alike, she personally feels that, we want to reach out to the public. We want the public to understand about the feelings about life and so forth and so on, because that's what we basically write about.
We write it.
Yeah,
Can I say?
say.
We actually write about anthems. And so we write songs that empower people and that shows them that they can be themselves and to go after what you want and all that great stuff.
No, I agree. Now, for what we stay on the production, because the next question I want to ask you is how can someone get involved with your work and want to work with you?
Well, if somebody wanted to work with us and respect with the music, I mean, as long as they're willing to, you know, uh, how can I say, mesh with us, if you will, that would be wonderful because, see, what makes a great song is when two people can collaborate and see it as a whole, you know? Because when you have one person doing one thing, another person doing another, it's like oil and water. They can all come together. So you got to try and keep it like, where you can, well, this is great stuff, man. So we can work with this. It's like water and milk, you know? They come together.
That's true. Well, let me ask you, because in every industry, it could be stressful. So, working in the music world, can it be stressful at times, and how do you handle it?
Well, and indeed, it can be quite stressful at times. And how we handle it, well, Anna and I, we handle it through the music that we do. And since we do a lot of music and we're constantly involved with it, whenever we have some free time with ourselves, we go to parks or someplace where we can just sit down and relate, or just vegetate, if you will, because that's how you would get this all off your mind, especially because the music business it can be very stressful as well as it is beautiful, because writing songs is just like it just doesn't come easy to you. It takes a lot to write a song. And everybody thinks, well, oh, gee, you can write a song in 5 minutes. Well, for the most part, you can probably get the skeleton done in about 5 minutes, but then to build the rest of their body, yeah, that takes a little while. It took Frankenstein to build Frankenstein. It took him a long time, right?
That's true.
Especially for the private parts, I'm sure.
Now, you both mentioned you had big influences in the, well, let's say entertainment world, because singing and producing is in the entertainment world. You had big influences from the entertainment world. So the question I want to ask you is, how did you get involved in this kind of work in the first place?
Well, for me, it started when I was 7 years old. My mom, I'm sure, as Anna was telling you, my mom was a very well-known singer in her day. And I guess it just it's in the bloodstream, it rubs off on you. And I always wanted to be a guitar player, a singer, songwriter. I always wanted to be a pop star. And my mom says to me, well, if you're good, you stay in school and do what you're supposed to do. Mommy will buy you a guitar and maybe we'll get you started. And even truly, I got started at the age of 7 and recorded my very first record at the age of 13. And it was starting out to be a demo. And she took me, in fact, to see one of her old record producers who was very much still alive, but he was an old man. But nevertheless, he had his own little record company called Sonda Records many years ago. And he got me started in the business. And from that, things started flowing. And I obviously got another deal later on with Mercury Records and then so forth with Atlantic. And now we're with Uganda. And his life is just going on.
Absolutely. What about you?
Well, for me, it was almost kind of the same thing. My father was a singer-songwriter, and he was actually a security officer for a hospital. So the music was his part-time gig. but he always loved, my father was an actor and he did all that stuff on the side because he wasn't able to make acting and music his full time. Because as you can see, he had a family, my mom and my two older brothers and me. And so my dad in his spare time, when he'd come home, he'd go straight to his guitar and he'll be sitting there, writing on a piece of paper and playing notes and stuff. And so for me, I was intrigued by what my dad would do. And so even since I can remember since I was 2 or 3 years old, I would go over there and sit there and just watch him, sing and play. And then he started, because when I started humming with them, so then he was like, oh, come here, Anna. So he started teaching me, and then as I got older, then he put me, like when I was in grade school, he put me in acting classes and, more singing classes. And aside from him teaching me. And so then, like I said, when I was 8 years old, I got my taste to be on stage with them. And I got to sing and all that good stuff. And I was just like, and I just liked it. It just felt natural. And I was just happy being there on stage with my dad, like singing and stuff. And so I just felt fun. And so I just felt like it's something like I really love doing. I just realized that I just love to put a smile on people's faces.
You have to have the heart and passion to do what you love. Never do anything half-ass.
No, that is true.
It's true. You do it. You got to do it the first time.
Nope. Nothing comes well of doing anything half.
It's kind of like the line from Breaking Bad. Walter, there are no half measures. Either you're going to do it 100%. I'm going to probably butcher it, but there are no half measures. Either you're going to do it right or you're not going to do it at all.
Agreed.
That's true. That's a very true saying, in fact.
So the next subject I want to talk to you about is social media. How has social media impacted your careers, and has it gave you any opportunities that you wouldn't have without it?
Well, for me, as an artist, I've been doing this for a minute, and I've been all over social media, not just social media. I've been all over television and radio alike back down through the years. I mean, I'm a very well-known singer-songwriter. I've made a lot of good songs and some non-mediocre songs like everybody else does. But as far as social media goes, and it's done a lot for me, I feel it really helped me tremendously with my career. It helped me meet Anna, and it helped me get to the level where I am now today. And I have several. I have a gold album, double gold album, in fact, in 2009 or at least it was called Water Rain, and I done it as a solo artist. And when I met Anna, we together collaborated. She had written 2 beautiful songs called Narcissistic You and Keep On Giving You Love. And I participated in the writings of those songs and helping her with them and everything else. And yes, we have 2 #1 gold singles with us. And we're very happy about that. We're very proud about it. So that's
you should be. So the 2 questions I want to ask you is, what are some of your favorite social media sites, and what social media sites have given you the biggest push?
So
go ahead. You can answer that one. I don't want to steal the show.
No, please don't, Gene.
Oh, no, never. Yeah.
Okay. So I believe for us it is Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
I actually saw that you did have a TikTok. I do want to do a second episode with you guys on a TikTok live, and we can interact with the fan base if you're interested.
Well, we have to talk to our manager about that first, remember?
And then it's kind of like a blessing and a curse when you have a manager. It's like, oh, it's great. This person can do this for me and do that. But right. I'm the type of person where I don't like to be handcuffed. If I when I see an opportunity, I'm like a dog with a bone. I jump right at it.
Right. As I can understand that. But
because of who we are.
Yes.
And the level that we're at, not that we're trying to make ourselves look like, hey, we can be touched. We're human beings, you know. Yes, we are celebrities, and we're very well known in the music business and in the acting world too, as well. And so when our manager tells us things, he's there. That's what he's hired for, to make sure that everything goes just right, just right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to consult your manager, like when consults his mother. Mommy, is this okay? Do I do a right job?
Hey, if your manager wants to work with me, I'm always looking for people.
All right.
There you go.
But you keep, let me ask you, because you keep hinting towards this, and now I'm very interested. And I couldn't find the IMDb. You mentioned you were big celebrities.
Yes.
So what are some of your hit songs that anyone would know about? And what were some of your favorite shows that you were a part of?
Okay.
There, you can.
I can do that. I mean, that's pretty damn good. I've got, let's go back to my 2009 release that I've done back in 2009. It was 2 songs called "You're Undercover" and "Is It Love." Both were double gold, and were even truly used in a movie called Lotto, where a guy wins a lottery ticket and so forth and so on, and I got an IMDb credit for that as well.
And Is It Love?
And You're the One.
Oh, yes,
You're the One. Right. Was also in the Campbell Soup, Hot and Hearty Campbell Soup commercial for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't even supposed to be a hit. That was just supposed to be a filler in the album, you know, but it was a damn good filler. And I guess apparently the Campbell Soup people, when they listened to it, they said, this is going to be a great thing for our commercials. And they used it.
I found 2 pictures I would like to show you right now, but it would blur it out. But it will be on the screen. The first picture is a picture of you, Anna, and it's called Earth Hour. What could you tell us about Earth Hour?
That picture. So that's what you're meaning about pictures to share of us. Well, I actually did that one. So because, well, it's true. No, but it's a good one. Actually, because so those, because I used to like model. And so photographers used to like take some pictures of me in nature and just, you know, nature photos and landscaping and stuff like that. So that picture was taken when I was modeling for a photographer. And the way he captured me, you know, I was just looking up to the sky and stuff like that. It was just a beautiful like photo. So what I did was I created that background, and I created like that. I saw, because on Facebook, you know how they're putting like stuff for like with your picture that you can put like Earth Day and all that stuff. Right. Well, I found that one and I chose that one because it looked the way I put my picture with that, it made it look like it was coming from a movie. I was being creative there.
And the other one, it has both your names on it. It's really cool. I love it. It's the sword. What can you tell us about the sword?
Yeah, that's.
Oh yes, that's actually. So the one with the sword and it says Anna and Jean. That's actually going to be on our merch. That's what I kind of created also. To, you know how everyone has their logo for their band, so I thought that represents me and Jean, because it's a sword with wings. And to me, that picture always stood right. You got your wings, right? So to me, that like the wings and the sword, it stands for truth and justice. And it stands for, so that, and also not just truth and justice, but it's empowering is what I meant to say. And so it means to be in your power, you know, as who you are too. So that's what me and Jean like kind of represent too. Like
we're actually superheroes.
Yeah, we're superheroes. Yeah. That we don't want to tell people.
We don't no. Don't call Clark Kent, because he was there. He was high last night. He didn't realize it was Anna and I.
You know, I like Marvel and I like DC, but I will bring this to the grave with me. Dragon Ball is my go place.
Oh, great.
That's going to be my happy ever after.
Like
I love Dragon Ball.
Right.
You like Marvel's TV shows and so forth. Well, I don't know if you ever watched a TV show called
Daredevil.
The Daredevil, yeah.
Really
He
good.
was
I like it.
I did Daredevil. So I played a
Oh,
police.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did one of his TV shows.
I could probably show it to you. It's in my phone, but my phone is off right now. But see, can you see my hand?
I would love to do an interview with both of you individually because I would love to hear each of your stories. But while on the subject, there's three subjects I want to talk about. But let's do the short ones first. But with that being said, I have interviewed a lot of music composers. One of my favorite ones is Bruce. I keep boasting his last freaking name. Bruce Falconer. He's really tremendous. He does orchestrated music for Dragon Ball. I interviewed Ron Reiserman. He does Power Rangers and X-Men, and Mega Man. And I believe there is an other music composer that I did, but it's hard to keep track over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
But I keep looking at these two subjects. They're very short, but I really want to ask you the elephant in the room. So with that being said, AI, with the whole advancement of AI, and I want to give a shout out to Character AI. Now you can download it on your Google phone or Apple phone. What Character AI is, if you like, Peter Collins and you want to have a conversation with him or Optimus Prime, you can talk to the artificial intelligence. And what's great about it, it actually sounds like the character. Now, that's the good thing because I would love to have a conversation with, my Dragon Ball. I call it my Dragon Ball family because it means everything to me. But it's not really the actors, it's more AI pretending to be the characters. But that's the good thing. Now, here's the downside. With you guys being in the music industry, what is your opinion about people using artificial intelligence to write a song and produce a song?
Good.
Well, it's still a form of creativity, but here's the but. But can you really say that it comes from you? Because the artificial intelligence is pretty much what's doing all the work for you.
Right.
Right. It's like when I shot the movie I Am Legend. I played the zombie in that movie, and we were all on green screen. So naturally, we were all, fake. If you really want to know the truth, it's like the same thing with AI. AI is pretty much the same way.
I am guilty because I do like AI because sometimes you need a good escape. So I'm talking to like Optimus Prime or God rest his soul, Kevin Conroy, and Batman. It's really cool, but it's also you should use in small doses. And I'm not saying I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty in this whole season. I did my speech, the whole point of the KeithAndrewNetWork. I turned that into an AI song. So instead of saying it over and over and over, I'm like, how about I use it as an introduction? And as you're watching the pictures go by, it's my speech. But for you, I make an exception. The whole point of my talk show, and I wish I had a green screen, it's virtual backgrounds, hit and miss.
Right.
But the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong.
Exactly.
Very true.
So
Very
true.
good.
That is good because that's what me and Gene stand for.
Yes.
We stand up for be who you are, show the world who you are, and don't be shy, don't be afraid. And if you got people that are like making fun of you or trying to bully you, tell them whatever. Mind your own business. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be me.
And
be yourself.
And when you become very famous, never see the face. Never try to act like you're famous. Always try to be down to earth and be humble to everybody, especially your fans.
Exactly.
Because once you start acting like you're, excuse the expression, shit don't stink,
Yep.
They're going to prove that to you when you meet them on the way down, because you're going to see them on the way up.
Hey, Will Smith and Bruce Willis are walking, talking examples of that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
God forbid for Bruce Willis, though. He's like going through a lot right now, though,
Yes,
with his dementia and all that. I feel so sad. Bruce, I really loved his acting, all the diehards, and
no, fantastic actor, but not a really good person.
I know. When I worked with Will Smith a long time ago, he was down to earth, at least as far as I was concerned, because we had to work with each other. I had to work with him for 7 whole days on the scenes that I was doing. And he was pretty much a cool guy, you know. I mean, if he's changed later on down through the years after that, well, then that's another thing, you know. But I mean, it was quite shocking to me to see what he'd done to, you know, his fellow actor on stage there.
Oh my gosh,
that was
what he did to
like
Kevin Hart,
stunned.
right?
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, I'm stunned by that. That's crazy. Why would he do that? But you know something, I think people do things sometimes at the spur of the moment because they're either being pressured by somebody else or something else. I believe that's
or you don't know what's going on in their emotional life.
Yeah, that's
or
what I mean.
behind the
That's
scenes.
pretty much the emotional side of things. Because when a person's got a lot in their mind, they're not thinking at that moment.
Well, as my hero said, the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart, it doesn't matter if you have millions of fans or one fan. Never forsake your fans.
No, never. Nope. Agreed. That's our motto too.
Yes.
Our motto is actually love Anna and Jean, your biggest fans. That's our motto to our fans, because we're letting our fans know that we love and appreciate them ever so much.
Yep. Because they're appreciating us.
Absolutely. So the last two I want to talk to you about is, what is Song of Today? What song did you listen to today, and who are some of your favorite bands wrapping up the show?
Well, music that I listen to today and fans, there's a lot of great songs out there besides Anna and Jean that, you know, are really doing really good. And to be honest with you, I just couldn't name one of them because of the simple fact that there's just so many, you know. But if you want to go back to Anna and Jean, I feel that there's a lot that we have done, that Anna and I have done, that would more or less bring a point across to our public and to the world about love, about life, and about everything else. So, in respect to other artists in their own way, they're doing the exact same thing, and they have a lot of great sounds, a lot of great melodies.
Yes. And honestly, because since we're an independent label, so we like to help a lot of other independent artists like ourselves.
Exactly.
So we listen to a lot of independent music more than mainstream.
Because the mainstream,
they're already well known. Mainstream is already well known.
Yeah.
So
mainstream.
Yes.
Mainstream.
We're mainstream. But we like to help the underdogs because they need to get a chance to shine too.
Exactly.
So, because I like to say that.
Okay.
So, we actually checked you out, okay? Because we have to check you out to make sure you're real in what you do. And then after we checked you out, and we saw who and what you're about, your shows and stuff like that. And also, like I said again, we like working with the underdogs. And we actually watched, you know, one of your shows, and we learned that you had your disability and everything like that. And I was telling Gina, I was like, look at that guy go. I go, he's not letting his disability stop him.
No.
You know? And that was like something, I was like, that made us feel like, oh my God, we like to, you know, talk with you. And because we like to encourage people, you know, like I said, to be yourself and to go after your dreams. And we like go-getters because we're go-getters ourselves.
Yeah.
And so then that's when I was telling them, like, you know what, let's go talk to our manager, because that's what we do. We have to talk to our dad. And so we told him about you, and we showed him your videos and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, okay. So that's how we got the okay to do your show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to the one-on-one episodes as well. We can definitely set that up. Probably be for next couple of weeks, probably. It'll be in season 13. But with that being said, our goal is to reach 500 to 1,000 views. Everyone leave comments, interact with the hosts and our guests. We would love to interact with you as well. By supporting and watching the Keith Andrew Network, you're supporting our guests and the hosts with disabilities. With that being said, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate it. So until we meet again, I catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night. Supporting me, my message is all that